Welcome to the Healing Hour, and I'm your host, Tyhson Banighen. I don't know, the mystic, healer, wizard, I don't know who I am. But anyway, I'm live with you for the next hour. You can phone in toll free, 1-866-369-7464. Find out what's up in your life or what's up on planet Earth. And with me is my co-host, Kory Varlen, the one and only astrological wizard. And she's here to help you find out what are your power moon signs and what's happening with planet Earth, and astrologically, all the amazing things that we're going through, like the Lion's Gate. And she looked like a bit of a lion this morning with the red hair and the mane everywhere. So welcome to the show there, Kory.
Hey, Tyhson. Good afternoon or good evening.
Morning or good whatever.
Yeah, wherever they're listening. Hello, all of you beautiful people out there. So, yeah, lots going on as always up in the sky. So shall I begin?
Yes, please begin. It's always good to begin.
All right, always good to begin. Well, first of all, the moon today has begun its trek across the constellation of Virgo. So anyone listening today who is a Virgo or who has their moon in Virgo or has a Virgo ascendant, listen up, because this pertains especially to you. But to all of us, when the moon goes through Virgo, what we get to experience is cleaning house. Virgo is all about analysis, and it's about pulling things apart. So when they come back together again, they work and they function much more effectively.
Well, somebody has some Virgo energy in my life because my life has been cleaned up from one end to the other and still under. I would say under, what would you say? Under construction or under cleanup. Maybe.
Absolutely. So whenever I see someone with a lot of a Virgo, especially a Virgo ascendant, I really encourage them to just to get down to work and not be afraid of work, because Virgo is the sign par excellence of work and service. And that is what, work is at the highest level, right? And it's giving service.
I don't know, I'm learning to learn how to play, but yeah, work is service, yes. Right? And if you're not in service, you probably shouldn't be doing the work that you're doing, right?
Absolutely. Because, for most people, it does tend to be a bit of a drudgery, what they call their work. So, right. So today actually offers some real opportunities for people. I was looking at the sky. Of course, I always look at my cards, which give me the key. It's like, if you want to know what's going on, just get my cards, because every day there's a absolute cosmic algorithm that guides you through the day. And today is a really important day, especially with the moon in Virgo. And that's the good thing about knowing and just keeping in touch with us, because the cards always have the same energy, but depending on what's going on, astronomically, they will get they'll just get updated. So today the energy is about taming the demons within.
Oh my goodness. All those demons running around. Oh my goodness.
And what's really important today is the card is all about naming the demon. And as we know, and good old Dr. Phil, remember him?
Yeah, I do remember him.
I know if he's still on TV. But what I loved about Dr. Phil was he said, you can't heal what you can't name.
Wow.
Right? Like you've got to know what's screwing you up if you want to get on the healing path.
Right.
And so today offers us an opportunity to actually name and tame. Think of those two. You're going to name it, and that's going to open up the door to tame that demon within.
That's true. I mean, even in, when you're doing the hocus pocus and you're doing the wizardry and the witchcraft, you have to name the demon in order to summon. So naming and claiming is really one of the first steps before you can actually say tame it or deal with it or whatever. Yeah. So
yeah, absolutely. So anyway, so today it's really key if people want to kind of grab a hold, maybe start with the tail of the dragon, because we all have issues that we want to get a hold of, right? And we all want to better ourselves, or what the hell are we doing here on planet Earth?
Yeah, so let me just say we got a guest in here. So Megan, I'm just going to let you in, but before you do, please turn off your camera, okay? So I'm going to mute you, but please turn off your camera. And welcome to the show. And if you have anything that you'd like to ask, just type it in to the chat and we'll pick it up and bring you on. All right. carry on, Kory.
Okay, so Tyson, it's really important that we name before we can tame. I like that. I deal a lot with analogy because that's just how my mind works. I like to create story, and analogies are basically stories. So when you can name whatever is screwing you up, then you have an opportunity. Maybe it's like getting on the scale. It's like, you want to lose weight? Well, get on the bloody scale. Find out how much you weigh. Like, where are you starting from?
Right.
And then it's like, okay, like maybe I'm going to lose 1 pound this week. At least, a week from today, when you get on the scale, hey, maybe I've lost 2 pounds. So it's about naming the dragon. And then for anybody out there who's interested in astrology, the planet Mercury is right opposite Jupiter right now in the sky, which gives us a wonderful opportunity to really see the big picture of our life.
Okay, which is doing what? I mean, Mercury is a messenger, isn't it? And
exactly.
Yeah.
And as you know, Tyson, you're getting really good at this. I know you know what Jupiter means.
Well, Jupiter is like jovial and big and expansive and huge and overwhelming and like, whoa, like if you got that Jupiter energy, that's super, super powerful stuff.
Yeah, and that's what's happening it started yesterday actually, and it's going to go on for a couple of days. So it's like, hey man, there is no way you can't see what you got to do here. Like, if the universe is like a full moon, it's like, it ain't going to get much clearer than this, guys.
Right.
We got to change something here. And
get the message, right? Okay.
And it's coming in a good way because it's Jupiter, right? Jupiter says, don't worry, be happy. You can do it.
Right. And the other one is saying, get the message, right?
Yeah, and don't be afraid, because the moon's in Virgo, to do some work. Like, we got it. Like, no one's going to wave magic wand. In fact, so many of my clients, when I was in my 20s, thought I had a freaking magic wand, and I said, I don't. You've got to do the work. All I can do is be the messenger and tell you what needs to get done.
Yeah, I mean, between the magic wand and the silver bullet, everybody wants me to have the magic wand and the silver bullet, but no. Sorry, folks. Karmically, we can't do that for you. We can help you learn how to do it for yourself, but no, we're not. Even the wizard in the wizard dress or the wizard in a dress can't do that for you. We can help you do it.
That's right. And for many of us, we've taken decades, if not lifetimes, to learn how to do it ourselves through many challenges, which I won't go into. But I'm very aware of many past lives where I really screwed up. And, hey, I have paid the price for that. And part of giving back is teaching other people how not to fall into those traps.
Isn't that true? I mean, the whole reason we teach is that because we take on the long road to enlightenment, we'd like to maybe shorten the road for the next crew coming along.
Absolutely, Tyson. It's so important to help others not fall into the holes.
The abysmal traps.
I forget which poet it was, but there was a magnificent poet who talked about falling in the hole, like walking down the street and falling in the, those service.
Yeah, I know that story. The falling.
You know that story, right?
Yeah, so, well, go ahead and tell it because.
Oh, I don't remember it exactly, but it basically takes about 4 times before you see a hole.
Well, first of all, you walk down and you see a hole, then you fall in the hole. And then you walk down the hole and you know there's a hole, but you fall in the hole. Then you walk down, you see the hole, you try to avoid the oil, but you fall in the hole. And then you walk down the road, you see the hole, and you actually miss the hole, get around the hole, and don't fall in. But it takes a while for us.
I know. Thank you for the story. Yes, that's the story. I love it. And it takes like 4 or 5 times before you say, okay, I know there's a hole there, but God damn it, I'm not falling in it this time. I have had enough of that hole.
That's right. So that becomes a holy hole.
Absolutely, a holy hole. And it's like women who are leaving battered relationships. Well, most women, they say it takes 10 times before they actually.
He's going to be better. All they're going to just forgive him one more time, right?
Yeah. No, it's so true. It's so true. It just takes forever sometimes for us to get the message, but eventually we will. And that's the beauty of what I want to convey today to our listeners. That Mercury Jupiter is beautiful because it's saying, here's the big picture, guys. And actually, if you can just focus on one thing, it's like, the movie, I forget, it was Billy Crystal. Remember how he said there was one thing in the movie? All life is about just one thing. That's the movie where he goes off with his buddies and he's a cowboy for a weekend.
Oh yeah, and they go and learn how to ride horses there.
Yeah, that's a great movie. And in the movie, As Life, Billy Crystal says, you know, just one thing. There's just one thing that's really important. So today, focus on the one thing, guys, no matter how many, and Jupiter will tend to do this. Jupiter will tend to make you um, kind of
want to do everything.
Like a jack of all trades, but a master of nothing. And when Mercury gets involved, Mercury says, wait a minute, we're not going to do that this time. We're going to focus on one bloody thing and we're going to solve this.
Thank you. Because I have one bloody thing I got to get done today for sure, right? So
yeah. And guys, anyone listening today, please just find one thing that you got to do that you know will make your life better.
And get it done.
And just get it done. Whether it's just making your bed or whatever, just get one thing done. And tomorrow, send me an email and tell me how great you feel. Yeah,
and better yet, phone in toll free and we can help you kick your butt and get that one thing underway. So it's 1-866-369-7464. The number's on your screen. And we love talking to each other, but we love to talk to you. And Megan, if I can pronounce your Kapoor, if you have anything that you'd like to add to this conversation or ask a question, please type it into the chat and we'll bring you on. So yeah, jovial Jupiter, eh? And Mercury with the messenger. Yeah.
And I've got something else to add because it's really busy up there today. So we have Mercury and Jupiter, which again, I'll reiterate because I'm a teacher. Focus on just the one thing that could change your life. Yeah. And with the moon in Virgo, just realize it's going to take some work. So get yourself some coffee going or, brew some tea. Right. Now, here's the next big cosmic event today. Venus, the goddess of love and attraction, is right opposite in the sky, right opposite Neptune.
Oh.
So this is really great news for the artists out there, anyone that works with any kind of creative process, because Neptune is very much a force of inspiration. And Venus is a force of beauty.
Oh, I like Venus.
Yeah, so here's today, and here's a day to actually really feel good about yourself and to believe that you are as fascinating and as inspiring as you truly are.
Yeah, and sassy. I'm going to add sassy to that too, right?
Sassy is good. Yeah. But okay, now because I'm a teacher, I have to give it the downside. There's always there's the plus and the minus. There's the positive and the negative pole. The negative pole associated with Neptune and Venus is we tend to get into fascination thinking and thinking
too much glamour.
Yes, and glamour can have the downside of being totally I don't know what planet you're on, but you're not here. No, but glamour can have very deleterious effects on people.
Absolutely.
They think they can accomplish way more than is. That's why today with that Mercury, Jupiter, it's so essential that you focus on the one thing that can make your life better. And with Neptune and Venus, it says, don't be afraid to look at where you've been, shall we say, riding the rails a little bit too much or tipping into your one day storyline.
Yeah.
One day.
I'll get it done. Yeah, so no, don't worry about it.
One day my prince will come. One day my goddess will show up.
Yeah. But first of all, I have to do A, B, C, D, E, and F.
Well, with the moon in Virgo today, everybody, there's no shortcuts to success. You've got to put in the work.
Right, and get the results. Yeah.
So please call us because, just starting to, connect in is part of, getting your act together.
Yeah, getting your act together. Yeah. So, we've been doing some really interesting work here. We've been reading a 1970s. It's called The Gathering of the Eagles, and it was done in PDF form. And Menopause was guided all over the planet. At first, he had to have a number of dry runs where they just shipped him off anywhere on the planet. Get on a plane, do this, go there, whatever. He didn't meet anybody, but they wanted to see if he could follow orders. This is like learning how to follow your guidance with no questions asked, right? Like just do it. And then he was then sent around for the next, 8 to 10 years to meet various people. And he would say, well, you need to be in a suit and tie this time, and you're going to this hotel and blah, blah, blah. And you were going to meet la da da. And it would invariably happen. Or he'd be driving somewhere and pick up 2 hitchhikers that he needed to talk to. And basically the message was, as we make this quantum shift into the new earth, or how you want to describe it, but an old paradigm dying and a new one being born, there'll be some people that will find themselves waking up in a new dimensional awareness, which he calls a green valley, right? And that the people that he contacted, what he called the egos, were the ones that he had forewarned that this would happen. So at least somebody in that group will say, hey, this just happened, and warn everybody else or encourage them that, hey, we knew this was going to happen. Don't look back on what's happening to planet Earth. It's a bit of a mess. And like in the Bible with Sodom and Gomorrah, don't look back, otherwise you become a pillar of salt. So
Right.
Look forward, focus on the future. And so we're gathering of egos of those that feel called, because they're part of the planetary change agents, right? And never were here to fit in and become part of the status quo. We're bringing 24 people together in 2 groups of 12 to in a forest sanctuary to discuss what this will look like and how can we work together. Because we discovered when 12 or more are gathered, miracles happen. So, and manifestation becomes almost instantaneous. So we're going to be in the forest sanctuary here in the Shuswap for 3 days. Part of one day will be in an old growth forest. We'll probably get to sleep overnight and feel the energy of what it is with the ancient ones, the ancient one-legged brothers and sisters. So if any of this resonates with you and rings your bell, or you feel a clarion call, or it just rings you like the Jupiter in what I'm saying, and speaking to, the Mercury then, what I'm saying, speaks to you, then get hold of me and we'll send you an invitation and see if that includes you, whether you are one of the ones that feel called and that you're going to show up. Afterwards, near the equinox, we're going to, is it the solstice coming up? Or the equinox?
We've had the solstice. We're moving into the fall equinox.
Equinox, exactly. Thank you very much. We're going to do the outreach for it, which will be like the New Earth Sustainability Network, or the New Earth Community Network, where we're going to bring together key people about, if you were to find yourself in a green valley with the rest of the world going to hell in a handbasket, what sort of skills would you need? Like maybe growing a garden, or maybe managing an old growth forest, or maybe how to deal with conflict because you're trying to get along with your neighbors. So we're going to bring together some experts in that area on Zoom and do a 3-day event, which we'd love for you to come and learn all about. So there you are. So if any of this, like I say, rings your bell, or you feel called to this or want to know more, you can get hold of me. The information will be in the show notes. My name is already on the screen. You can find me on Facebook. You can Google me and you can track me down. I'm trackable. Okay, so there you are. That's a gathering of the egos. And if you go on to the Wellness Academy, www.thewellnessacademy.ca for Canada, and you go over to retreats, you will see all of the documents, like the PDF book and your Rancher book, and the interview will be up there shortly too. An hour and 45-minute interview with Menno Pauls about what this is all about. So download it, read it, and see if this resonates with you. All right, that's it. Got any questions about it? You can phone in toll free, rattle my chain, ask me whatever you want. So there you are. So what are the energies that are coming up for around the equinox? Like, do you have any idea? Like, is that a pretty powerful time in your world? Like, is there anything unusual this equinox? I know I'm putting you on the spot. You haven't even looked. So I'm just wondering, right? It feels like we're going through some massive change and transformation in the last period, right? And it seems to me that things are, if anything, are going to be intensifying over the next few months. And I know I'm not an astrologer, but that's what it intuitively feels like.
Yeah. Well, before I answer that, Tyson, I did want to mention something, because many of my clients have children and they'll have grandchildren. That's how old I've been in this business for. And I want to mention that anyone that has teenagers right now, teenagers that are around 14 years of age, so that would be teenagers born around 2007, right?
Yeah.
So if you've got any kids that are born around 2007 or 2008, especially from the summer and going forward for a year, they're under very critical time stress right now. And they're really, in a way, kind of struggling to figure out where they're going, because a lot of these kids are just super, super important on the planet right now. Like there's a whole generation that have, come on board since we, crossed the millennial. And these particular age group, 13, 14, 15, are under a lot of stress right now. So I do work with teenagers. The youngest kid I ever did a reading for was 7 years of age. And his father was a doctor, and he just, he found it so helpful. It just gave him a whole different perspective on things.
Yeah, I have a 14-year-old that just arrived, and she was sent here. She was guided to come here. She had her 15th birthday yesterday.
Oh, really?
And I taught her how to use an L rod and measure her aura, and then measure it again when she blessed herself or blessed her mom. And her eyes rolled back in her head and gave me the funniest look you could ever imagine. I said, look, you already have these gifts. I'm just making you aware of them so that you can use them, right? So my message to her, and I showed her how to bless the water, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why the water tastes differently. So my message to her yesterday morning is, did you bless your water? And her answer back to me, messenger, was not yet. So anyway, we're working on it and helping her realize that she is born with these superpowers, right? And then that they're okay. Just, my job is to help you understand them and learn how to manage them so they don't become overwhelming. So if you're a grandparent, or if you're a mom or a dad of this age group, or if you're in this age group and just want some assistance, then please get hold of Kory or myself. I love working with this group. We have the Rainbow Children's Network that we've created online just so we can help these types of kids, the rainbow, the crystals, and, all of the, and even some of them are star kids. They have star genes, and some of them are crosses between Sasquatches and humans, which gets really, really amazing. And my friends are about to have a conference pretty soon where they bring together all those kids that do know about Sasquatch and have had Sasquatch experience or Star Nation experience, and they all share their experiences together. So what I'm saying is there's a network of like-minded people out there that have these sorts of experiences that you can communicate and find your network, because this is not the time of being the Lone Ranger. This is the time of working in a group. So you want to find a group that can support you in all your weird and wonderful talents and understand your superpowers and help you learn how to manage them. So there you are. That's my little soapbox for today.
Right. And what I would say in response to your question about what's going on come September around this, on the equinox, is an alignment of the three big outer planets, which is Pluto, and Neptune, and Jupiter. And these three planets are going to be making a very special alignment that's going to affect Leos. So any Leo listening to this that is at all even attracted to what you're doing, Tyhson, I just really humbly encourage all Leos, especially those born in mid-August of any year, to get themselves over to your retreat. Because what's going to happen is that Lion's Gate, that lion energy is going to emerge, because these three outer planets, Jupiter, Neptune, and Pluto, are going to activate every Leo on the planet born mid-August.
So this is a wake-up call then, eh?
Well, especially if you have if you have anything in Leo around the 22nd or the 23rd degree of Leo or Aquarius, and you can find that out by having a session with me, you are going to be affected by this. And it's huge. It's just huge. This won't happen. This will never happen again.
Right.
This will never happen again.
In your lifetime, it will never happen again.
No, it'll take about probably 400 years for this to happen again.
Wow, yeah.
Because it's a very special alignment. It's kind of like a choo-choo train effect, where we've got Jupiter in one caboose, and then we've got Pluto in the next caboose, and then we've got Neptune. And it's like the engine that's going to really drive that forward is all the energy from Leo. So I really encourage
you. What do you think that means for all of us? I mean, because we're all affected by this too, no matter what sign you are.
Yeah.
sounds like a lot of aligned energy that's going to be affecting us, right?
Well, in astrological terms, this particular alignment, if it happens in someone's chart, just if you're born with this,
Yeah.
it's a finger of fate.
Right.
So you have to have 4 planets.
Yeah.
And one of them, which is one has to be faster than the other 3, and that's the sun. So you can have the moon or the sun or Mercury or Mars or Venus, because they're all faster than, because their orbits are faster, right? Because they're in our solar system to Jupiter, Neptune, and Pluto. And when this happens, people have destinies, and they know they've got a destiny. They know it from the time they're 5 years old. 4 years old.
Because those planets are way out, the amount of times that they align is very, very few compared to
rarely.
the ones that are in close.
Takes centuries for these alignments to happen.
Yeah, so when they align, then something big happens, right? Because that's a rare event.
Yeah, and there's always special alignments, right? So what people often think of as an alignment, there's just so many different versions of them that you can get. And it's fascinating because they all have different effects on people. But you're right, what's happening around the end of September, well, we'll all feel it.
Yeah.
We're starting to feel it now.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So if you want to believe in transformation, if you want to believe that we can get our act together, this is the time, because there's hope. There absolutely is hope.
Oh, absolutely.
We've got to get our act together. I was listening to a program the other night by, our famous Dr. Suzuki,
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Suzuki. And he was saying that there's really only 5% chance we're going to make it. But he's okay with that. He says 5% is better than nothing.
Well, he's been always, anyway, I know him from the university days, right? So he's always been, David, you're always been telling us we're on the edge of the precipice, but what about funding? And you're very quite wealthy and well-to-do. Why aren't you funding those that are taking us beyond the precipice? Why aren't you funding those that are bringing sustainability onto the planet? Why aren't you talking about the new ways that we can be? So he's a bit of what would you, and I know he needs to be, the crier out there saying, hey, the precipice is here, you're a bunch of lemmings, you're going to fall over the precipice. I get that, right? But come on, let's work on that. Even if there's 5%, we better get prepared for the other side with that 5%. Okay, if you're part of the 5%, what are you going to do now? Just stand there and watch the whole thing go down, or what?
Well, what I really enjoy about David is that he says that even if you had 1 or 2%, like you still got something to hold on to.
Yeah,
so
right.
It's never give up hope. And so many people, as you know now, are depressed and lonely.
Yeah, true.
Basically, just they're not happy people. And what they're doing is they're dragging the rest of us down.
No, you're not dragging me down. No way.
Well, apart from us.
No, you're not going to drag me down. No, I'm here to change the planet, and we're going to make this. I didn't come here to fail. I'm going to let you know right now. So I'm not here to watch the whole planet go down. So if any of this is resonating with you and you want your butt kicked and to be woken up, right, and get that DNA reactivated so you can remember who you are and why you're here, then you should be reaching out to us and having a little chat with us. You can phone in toll free, 1-866-369-7464. Let us rattle your chain and wake you up. Or you can ask us some tough, embarrassing questions and see if you can stump us. And that would be great too. So this is your time to wake up.
And however you do that, like for instance, I was just talking to a number of people who aren't on Facebook anymore. And they said, well, Kory, how can we see your show? And I said, well, I'll just send you the link. And so what I'm noticing is a lot of the links to our show is getting around the world, because people are just sending the link on so they can see us on Facebook. So I encourage anybody listening to do the same. Just keep sending our links out so that more people can be at least exposed to what we're talking about.
Yeah, and if you still are on YouTube, just go to the Wellness Academy, and all these shows are uploaded there. And very soon, because we have somebody managing the website, they'll be loaded up on the website too, which is www.thewellnessacademy.ca. The shows will be loaded up there as well in the near future. They're not now. So the YouTube channel is really your best bet. If you're not on Facebook, you can always find us there. You can also find us periodically, not on a regular basis, on on Twitter too. I sometimes load them up.
Great. I'm glad you mentioned that, Tyson, because I have had people say to me, because so many people have gotten off of Facebook, and I understand completely why. So it's great to give them other, channels to get this information.
Yeah. So if you go to YouTube and you what is it? You join. I can't remember the actual word. Maybe Michael can type them in, and you click the little round button. It will send you a notice and say, "Hey, Kory and Tyson are going live with the Healing Hour." You'll get a notice so every time we go live. So that's the best way to stay up to date with us. And please share the show with every your friends. You can just send them the link, the YouTube link, right?
Right. Because as we know, it just takes a little spark to get a fire going.
That's right. And we're the sparky type of people, right? Yeah. Subscribe, Michael says, and click the bell. Ring the bell.
Click the bell. Ring the bell.
Right. And you get noticed, right?
Yeah.
So that's all of the shows. That's the Healing Hour, the Garden Like a Guru show, which is at 3 p.m. this afternoon Pacific time, which is how to grow your own food. Hey, what an amazing concept, right? Mm-hmm. How to do it according to biodynamics, which is how to use the energy of the moon and the stars and you and the water and the sun to grow food that is perfectly aligned to what your needs are in the moment. So when it's ripe in the garden, it's when you should be eating it to get the full nutrient value. So yeah, what can be better than that, to learning how to grow your own food, how to preserve food, how to feed your family, right? This is getting important.
And may I just piggyback on something you've said, because I've become a vegan in the last couple of months, and I found this wonderful site called nutritionfacts.org. It's run by Dr. Greger, and he's just amazing. He sends out all these wonderful videos, and I was just learning about rosemary and the power of rosemary to actually get your brain working again. And it's just fascinating make a brew of fresh rosemary and drink it, and you actually will start finding your brain works better. There's just so much available out there. This is a wonderful time we're living in, Tyson. There's so much information available that literally can change our lives.
Yeah, well, let me give you the opposite side too, because like you said, there's always the positive and the negative. So the negative is our good Dr. McCullough, who people have been following, who has incredible information on, I don't know, thousands and thousands of videos. He's changed not everybody, but he's changed thousands of people's lives with good, healthy information, has being shut down by the powers that be. He's taking all of his videos down and will be down by the end of the week. And he will still be broadcasting, but they'll only be up for 24 hours. So why am I telling you? I'm telling you that this type of information that we're sharing is getting scarcer and scarcer. So please find the sources that you trust to get the information that you need, because it is getting restricted at this time. Are we going to make it? And is there going to be the free flow of energy? Absolutely. But in the meantime, all of this type of information, all the alternative sources are being shut down. So just be aware of that. Know where your news is coming from. Know where your information is for your healing and your health and your wealth, and make sure you subscribe so you get the information you need when you need it.
All right. And when I look at the money I've invested in my so-called enlightenment journey here, it's just pittance. It's just pittance in terms of the payoff and the bonuses I've gotten in terms of my well-being on all levels. It's like when I give people an opportunity to examine their lives through astrology sessions, it's just such a small amount of an investment you're making in your life, but it just reaps, there's no the harvest that comes from putting a little bit of time and money into your growth is priceless.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody needs a coach. And everybody should be coaching somebody else. So it's, hands up and, one hand down and lifting the other person up, and it should be a chain all the way up and all the way down. So,
well, I have to say, as a teacher, I have learned that the best way I can teach my students anything is to get them teaching.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. That's why all my programs are certification programs. So what I teach you at the end, you can turn around and teach the same stuff and then add your own to it, right?
Yeah. Well, that's how you learn. Because when you teach, you find out how little you absolutely know.
That's why you want to teach in a group, so they're all smarter than you. The collection of people can help you stay on track. Absolutely. So Megan Kapoor, I think that's an East Indian name. I may be wrong. Do you have any questions, or would you like us to bring you on live? Maybe you could just type it into the chat and say hello and say yes, I'd like to join you, or no, or type in a question, because you're in the inside crowd. And if you want to join us, we call this the behind the curtain group, because you get first access to us. So let's just open the curtain for people. If you really want to join us, the way that Megan has, Kapoor, you just type in during the show time, join through Tyhson, okay, on the Zoom link, or my phone number, which is 250-803-2480, and you'll be able to be right live here. Please don't put your video on, but we'll ask you if you'd like to ask a question, or you just type it in chat. And guess what? You're the first one that gets to get their questions answered. What could be better than that? So this is the behind the curtain opportunity for you. All right, there we are. And join the conversation. There you are. Well, yeah. So that's user 13, 35. So anyway, thank you for enjoying the conversation. Don't forget, you can phone in, the number's on your screen, and have a chat with us. We don't really do anything nasty to people that phone in, so don't be scared, right? We really are quite nice and gentle with everybody. But maybe you need a clearing, or maybe you'd like to ask a question about dowsing or energy healing. I'd just like to thank everybody who is in the Dowsing and Energy closed Facebook group. Thanks for all the response that you're having to the postings that I'm making. I think the last one went to 850 people, so the reach is getting better and better. The more you comment and ask for advice, the more that I can give it to you, and the more expansive it goes out for everybody. So thank you for participating. I will make a commitment, but there will be a new clearing statement every single day, okay, in the Dowsing and Energy Healing closed Facebook group. So just head over there, and if you're not a member, please join. And I forgot, we still have lots of time, so I need to bribe you so we get the card of the day too, right? Are you still going to hide that card of the day, or are you going to maybe?
Well, I basically already.
Oh, yeah, but you didn't. You did it, but you didn't.
What the card of the day was all about. And I'll probably leave that till the end of the show. But again, I will mention what it's all about.
Yeah.
Card of the day, the cosmic algorithm, is about, remember, naming and taming.
But let me ask you this. I don't understand this, the cards and the algorithm, because you have every card for every day of the year, 365 of them, right?
Well, 366, because I've included leap year.
All right. Okay. 366, right? So, so tell me, but then we have a set of cards for every one of the zodiacal signs on top of that?
No, the entire research project took me 20 years to do. And I was going to write 12 books. And I decided, no, not 12 books. People can barely read 4 pages in a book anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
What I did is I designed tarot decks. I designed a deck for every zodiac sign. So there's 12 zodiac signs, right?
Yeah.
And every zodiac.
I see. So I got it. Okay. So that, because I was thinking, how can that be that there's 366 cards and every zodiacal sign is going to be different? That doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So now I get it. So now there's 12 decks, one for each zodiacal sign. And so there's 366 cards per zodiacal deck. So there's 12 sets of those.
Well, hang on, Tyson, hang on. There's 12 decks.
Yes.
Because there's 12 zodiac signs.
Yes.
And within every zodiac sign, there's about 30 days. So in every deck, there's 30 cards.
Why isn't it 365? Because it changes.
No, because there's only 30 days for every zodiac sign. So we're in the time of Leo right now. And the time of Leo goes from July the 22nd to August the 21st. So that's 30 days. So all the Leos on the planet are born within that time span of 30 days. Yeah. So there is a deck for the time of Leo. And then there's a deck for the time of Virgo. And the idea is you collect all 12 decks. So you have the entire year covered.
Okay, I'm still lost. So no, I mean, I got it, but I still have all these questions, right?
Go ahead,
so that means if I'm in the Leo deck, right? and I'm reading the, deck in card number 1 on the Leo because we're in the sector of the Leo. That's still going to affect me, but because I'm a Libra, but it's going to be stronger for the Leo. Is that what
Right.
you're
Okay.
saying?
So here's the card for today. Today is August the 9th.
I got you to play it.
Okay. So this is one of 30 cards in the Leo deck.
Yes.
So all of us on August 9th, which is today, is going to have this experience. We're all going to have the same experience, but it's going to be different for every person. But the basic energy is the same, but it's how you use it that, is your free will. So here's the card for today.
Tame and name, the beast within, its totem power will be your guide.
Yes. So however you use this is up to you. But this is the key that unlocks the day for all of us.
Okay. But it's still really stronger for those that are in the Leo.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So every Leo needs their Leo. I mean, everybody needs at least their own deck, because then it's really strong. Like when it comes to your birthday, and you've got the Libran deck, and you pull the card for the day of your birth as a Libran, and you go, holy smokers, this is not only who I am, but this is, like you just get to really see it. Again, it's part of this, like if you name what's going on, you have so much of a better chance of incorporating that energy into your life rather than just waking up, having your coffee and going, how are we going to do today?
Right.
Like, no. You know what you're going to do today.
Okay, so does it get stronger? So I bear with me. I got all these questions, right? You got to, so we're in the Leo quadrant, right? Let's say we're in that quadrant like this, right? But I'm a Libra. I like to talk about myself. So it means that when the things get close to the Libra, it has much more power on me. And when it's further away from Libra, it has less power on me, but it's still affecting me.
No, that's not true.
That's not true. Okay, then.
Not true.
Okay, well then what is true?
Well, what I just said, everybody gets to imbibe this energy. Yeah, so the energy of today is about naming and taming the dragon within for all of us.
Yeah, I got that.
So if you're born in Leo and you're born today, it's going to be like super powerful for you.
But if I'm not Leo, I'm on the opposite side, that it's less powerful than the Leo that is today, right?
Well, okay, I grant you that. Sure, you could say it's less powerful, but it's just as important.
Yeah, it's just it has a different, okay.
But it has a different,
it's different for every person because of the degree of the zodiac they're on. I get that. And it gets more and more relevant to you the closer it gets to your sign, I would think.
Well, as I say, if you're born today and you look at that card and you go, wow, I can really relate to that. Because if you're born today, this is your life theme. Right. This is what's happening in your life always.
All the time.
All the time.
No.
Because that's the cosmic algorithm that's behind the power of the sun. And the sun is a star. And as I say, it took me 20 years to research this because I researched, like I told everyone last week, right? But the stories of the stars that are behind our solar sun, which is a star. So anyways, the idea is you collect all 12 decks and then you're set for life. You've got the key. You've got the key for the entire lifespan.
But then we have you too, right?
Yeah, but I don't want people. I'll be gone soon. So what everyone needs to do, and I have to say, these are all first edition cards. And once I sell out my my first printing, they'll never be repeated. I'm actually working on the second edition, which will not be 12 decks. I'm going to do them by season. So I'm going to do the spring signs, the summer, the fall, and the winter signs. So when you buy my second edition, you'll be getting, instead of 12 decks, you'll be able to purchase just 4 decks. But these are first edition cards that will never be reprinted.
All right. So how much do all 12 decks cost?
Well, every deck I started out charging $29.99.
Well, that's really reasonable.
Then I dropped the price to $25 for the deck. And if people buy the entire series, they get each deck for $20.
Wow. Okay.
But you
So
have to buy the
12
entire
so
series.
12 times 20 is 120 smackaroos, right?
No, 12 times 20 is 250.
All right. I tried. So $250, is that in Canadian or in US?
Yeah, and that's Canadian. So that's pretty darn good deal, right? So
Okay.
anyways,
Yeah. So $250 and you two can have the one and only trip around the sun, right?
well, you have basically a treasure trove of cosmic information that is consistently accurate and will be there for you year in and year out.
Right.
So every time the time of Libra comes around, you'll know what's up. Every time the time of Sagittarius comes around, you'll know what to do. And then it's up to you what you do with it. It's like not everybody today is going to go out there and tame a dragon.
Oh, I would.
Maybe they'll call their mother.
Right.
You know?
Well, that's a dragon.
Yeah, and be nice to her.
Yeah.
You know? And so for them, that's taming the dragon.
It's exactly, got it.
They're doing it however they need to do it. And it's like, bravo, way to go.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I'm just cheerleading. I'm just giving people encouragement.
Yeah. So that's really quite exciting. Okay, so why are you then putting it into seasons? What's the idea behind that?
Well, just to make it easier. So instead of, taking 12 decks around the world, you only have to take 4, but they're bigger. They'll be a bigger package, right?
Right. But the same information?
Yeah, same information, but just packaged differently. Because everybody, it's all about the packaging, right? Everybody is into packaging.
Right, okay. So is there a little book that comes with it?
The cards are self-evident. There's 4 cards within every deck that tell you how to use them.
All right, great. Amazing. So this is something that you should actually be part of your inheritance, right?
Well, I don't know if it's my inheritance, but it's
my gift to the world. If you get a set of these, you need to be handing it on to your kids, right?
Yeah, because they'll never be printed again. It's first edition, and they're beautiful cards.
And they don't never go out of date.
Spent a lot of money creating these cards, and they're beautifully made.
And
everybody that has them, they just look beautiful. They feel sexy when you touch them. Like they're just gorgeous.
Right.
Every deck has different colors and motifs.
What a marketing lady you are.
Well, I had a professional artist design the decks.
So I understand. This is like a repository of your knowledge, and rather than writing books, you put it into cards, which is pretty awesome. I get that. And this took a lot of effort to do. This is not something you just
took me 20 years to figure this out. Yeah. Plus, what it is, Tyson, is it's simple, it's easy, it's one freaking word.
Yeah.
It doesn't get easier than that. Like if you can focus on one word every day, like how hard can that be?
Well, obviously for some of us, it's quite difficult.
Just look at today. The word is tame. Like how hard can that be to figure out what you have to do?
Yeah.
The word of the day is tame.
Tame the inner beast. Yes.
Like that's better than any mantra I've ever tried.
So somebody said my granddaughter was born on the 8th and my husband on the 10th. Oh, that's sort of interesting. It seems like in that one lineage, boy, it wants to repeat that energy and get it clear. I'm assuming that's August, maybe.
Are they referring to today, August?
I would think so, but I'm not sure.
So someone was born, so her daughter was born on the 8th.
My granddaughter was born on the 8th and my husband on the 10th.
So here's the 8th.
Yeah.
Beautiful card for the 8th. And I just happen to have, I'm very psychic, so I absolutely happen to have the one for the 10th as well.
Wow. And what's the 10th?
Well, I'm not going to say because why should I give that away? It's like,
well, all right then, fine.
Yeah. No, buy the deck and you'll find out what it means. But I'm giving away today's, energy, which is all about naming and taming the dragon that's holding you back.
One of the things that we did with Ivan Macbeth, who was my favorite wizard druid. And in fact, when he came to speak to us in the shoe shop, my friend Maggie Pym said, if Central Casting was going to choose somebody to be a druid, he would be a perfect fit because he's a big, huge 300-pound guy and he had purple nail polish on and a big wizard hat on. Anyway, I fell in love with Ivan. He's on the other side now. And yeah, he was really, really good at being a wizard, right? And being a druid. So yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. But anyway, purple nail polish. I've never quite got to the point of wearing purple nail polish, but I've been thinking about it. Yeah.
Well, one thing I will tell the lady that was saying about her people born on the 8th and the 10th. And as you know, I work a lot with the moon energy and I give people their power dates, right? And remember, there's 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
You've got the day before and the day after. So here we go again. If you're born on August the 9th, you're going to have a power day probably the day before and the day after. So when I look at this card for today, I can also think that that card, that energy is being, shall we say, mitigated by the energy of yesterday and the energy of tomorrow, which just means that this lady will be able to use this energy of today to help her understand these people in her life, because this card is going to be affecting anyone born on the 8th or the 10th. So there you go.
And not only that, from the soul level, they chose to incarnate together. So those 3 cards are extremely important for their soul path because they're intertwined at the soul level to fulfill their destiny with regard to those 3 cards. So.
And when you have all 3 cards together, it's like a little tarot spread. You can see how they connect. Because the card from yesterday and the card for tomorrow are very, shall we say, motivational cards. They're about getting your act together.
So if you knew that the chart for your loved one and one for you, then you could do a spread and understand quite a bit from those cards, right?
Yeah, and when I look at the cards, I often look at the day before and the day after, because don't forget, these cards were designed to incorporate leap year, which is 366.
Yeah, so they have a little fraction in each one.
Yeah, because we're normally using a 365-day cycle. And so for sure, something of yesterday is going to carry over into today, and something of tomorrow is already happening today.
That's right.
So these cards are really cool. I can't get over. I mean, I'm really proud of the work I've done because they work. Like I said, when that woman found that Gucci bag,
right,
and the card was prosperity, I mean, she was laughing herself silly.
Well, I just want to be able to pull a prosperity card every day.
Yeah.
I don't want much. Well, I know where I was going with my druid friend is the last thing that he had us do was we went into a cave and chose an egg and then birthed our own dragon and then named our dragon and then raised our dragon.
Well, I have a book coming out about lunar eclipses, and in the title is the word dragon. To me, dragon power is amazing.
Yes, it is amazing. It is amazing. In the Fairy Congress, there is his name is Stewart. He's a true Scotsman. And he talks about dragons, and he's a dragon man. And he talks about dragons as power beings in everybody's life. And in Earth Wisdom Geomancy, we talk about dragons. And in I Ching are the 8 dragons, right? So the dragon energy, and in the ley lines and in the earth lines of the Chinese, it's the dragon lines, right?
Yes.
So dragons are super, super powerful. And the thing about a dragon is it's halfway between being earth and sky. So it takes 2 elemental forces and brings them together, right? So it's super powerful. It works on multiple dimensions simultaneously, the good old dragon. And when you raise your own dragon, right, you've got a friend for life, right? Don't mess with my dragon. Well, we got 5 minutes to go. It was a great show. Nobody phoned in, but you know, what the heck, eh? And Megan, Kapoor, this is sort of your last chance to sort of ring the bell if there's anything you'd like to add to this, or would you like to come on and say a few words or ask a question? Please let us know and we will bring you in the last 5 minutes here. So, and yes, so if you're looking for the show or you want to share this with anybody, head over to the YouTube channel, which is the wellnessshow.ca. Don't forget to do what Michael said. Month, not August. I don't know what that is in the chat. Month, not, I just popped up. I don't know what that means. So don't forget when you do come over to the to the YouTube channel to ring the bell, and so you'll be notified, right?
Something else I could mention, Tyson, is we just had the new moon yesterday. So we're now in the new moon cycle. So anybody born under a new moon is in their power phase right now.
Yes, it's the beginning. And if you want to plant your seeds in whatever sign you're in for the moon cycle, you should be understanding that the moon cycle, when you actually use it for manifestation in your life, is very, very powerful. So these are the seeds. What are the seeds you want to plant for this cycle, right?
And it could be that's why, maybe, and again, with the moon in Virgo, maybe a lot of people are just out there working today because it's a very work-oriented energy. I kid you not, there's a lot coming on my agenda today.
Oh my God, I have a full day.
I know. Today the moon is in Virgo, and it will be in Virgo for the next basically 2 days. And so we're all able to get a lot of work done, especially since we are in the new moon phase.
Right. Yeah. I love the new moon energy because it's all new beginnings, right? So if you messed up the last time around, you can get it right this time.
I love it. Every 29 and a half days, we get a new moon. That's the cycle of the moon.
Yeah.
And, our earth and the sun. Those three come into alignment every 29 and a half days. So, yeah, very exciting time. And again, I would encourage all Leos born in the middle of August, no matter what year you're born in, to hang out with Tyson in September.
Yeah, come and join us. It's going to be really amazing. You'll get to be in the forest, in an old growth forest. You'll be able to feel the energy of the ancient ones, our one-legged brothers and sisters, and understand the wisdom of an old growth forest is absolutely incredible. In fact, here I just happen to have a picture of one of the last journeys into the old growth forest when I was a little bit younger. That's that guy in white with the big beard, right? And that's the old growth forest that we went to visit, which is not far from where we live. We're very, very fortunate that we have these ancient forests, still some of them protected, which are like West Coast forests. And as my friend said, if you took a blowtorch in there and started to try and start a forest fire, it wouldn't catch on fire.
Yeah. So Tyson, is that part of what they call the boreal forests of Canada?
Well, it's not the boreal forest a little bit further. This is like an interior temperate rainforest where you have the West Coast Douglas fir and cedars that you would get on the West Coast. But because it's in a sort of like enclosed valley, the rain cycle is such that it can support those ferns are like up past your nipples.
Yeah, that's magnificent. We're so blessed in Canada to have such an expanse of greenery and forests. So lucky.
All right, well, we're nearly at the top of the hour. We do have 2 new messages. Let's see what it says here. My son is August the 1st. I've been told that it's a very difficult road. Any comment?
I guess I'd have to find out, first of all, the year.
Right.
Again, I have to find the time, place.
Well, there you are. So come on back on the show and tell us when, what year, August the 1st, and we'll find out, whether it's a difficult road or not.
Right. And meanwhile, that person can buy the Leo deck and they'll find out for themselves what that basic algorithm is for a child born on August 1st.
Okay, so just to sum it up, as we're at the top of the hour, it's $250 Canadian to buy all 12 decks. Otherwise, it is what?
$25.
$25 per deck, right?
Per deck. Yeah.
And there's 12 of them.
And there's 12 of them.
All
Good
right.
for life.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. This has been your host, Tyson Banighen, the Wizard Druid Guy, and Kory Varlen, the Astrological Lady. So we're back at the same time, same place next week. Until then, be healthy, wealthy, and wise. And don't forget to buy the decks, and you'll know where you are, cosmologically speaking.
Please, yes. Well, thank you all, you beautiful people, and know that Tyson and I love you all, and just have a magnificent, blessed week.
Yeah, really. And don't forget, share the show with your friends, right? Go to the wellnessshow.ca on the YouTube channel. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.